was a good friend of mine.
Hello and welcome to the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life. My name is Kyle Case and I'll be your host on this amazing journey as we attempt to help you get the most out of your life. Joining me in the studio today is my co-pilot, Jeff Harding. Jeff, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, and happy Thanksgiving, Kyle.
Thank you. Thank you. Today is a special day.
It is. It's one of my favorite.
It is. And, you know, a lot of times Thanksgiving does get kind of that rap where it just kind of gets jumped over. But I think most people want to be grateful. They want to have Thanksgiving. You know, it does get sometimes lost in the noise of life. But I think for the most part, as a nation, we still enjoy our Thanksgiving.
I think you're right. And you know, I'm almost willing to bet that there's probably health benefits for being grateful.
There are health benefits for being grateful. Things that you probably hadn't thought of before.
Wow.
But before that, I'm gonna give just a snippet of history.
Okay.
Just a very snippet,
I
a very
like
small
history,
snippet.
so
Okay.
I've lived a lot of it.
So many of you are probably just enjoying your Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully that is the case. Some of you are probably sitting on the couch right now with your top button of your pants undone.
And wishing that you hadn't eaten quite so much.
Reveling in the feast. But it was in 1621 when the Plymouth colonists and the Wampanoag Indians shared an autumn harvest feast that is acknowledged today as the first Thanksgiving. I always love to say Wampanoag.
That's a
I remember
special...
like in the second grade, I would like clear my throat, you know, and I would get that big deep voice in the second grade, and I'd be like, Wampanoag! And I just love to say
I
it.
bet all the girls turned their head to look at you
I'm sure
in
they
awe
did.
and amazement.
I'm sure they did.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't know if you knew this, Jeff, but for more than two centuries, days of Thanksgiving were celebrated by individual colonies and states, but there wasn't really a solid, this is the thing, this is the day. It wasn't until 1863.
Getting a little excited there, aren't you, Kyle?
Well, yeah, I'm choking up. In the midst of the Civil War, when President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national Thanksgiving Day to be held each November, I think that's indicative of the kind of leader that he was and really what the nation needed, I think, at the time.
I think you're right.
But the rest is, as they say, history. Today, of course, people all around the United States have their own family traditions. I have mine. You have yours. A lot of times it revolves around a big feast. Sometimes,
not always.
Sometimes,
mine always revolves
sometimes
around.
it revolves around football, whether that's on the television or in the backyard. But
Right.
however you spend your Thanksgiving Day, most people have some version of expressing gratitude.
Right.
And as you said at the beginning, scientists have actually found that there are health benefits of expressing gratitude and of being grateful. Philosophers and religious leaders for centuries have extolled the virtues of being grateful, and scientists have gotten on the bandwagon and they found out that there really are benefits.
Religious leaders and scientists on the same
It's crazy.
page.
It's crazy.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So let me share with you 3 benefits of being grateful.
Okay, I'm ready.
Number 1, grateful people, those who perceive gratitude as a permanent trait rather than a temporary state of mind, have an edge on the not so grateful people when it comes to their health. Grateful people take better care of themselves and engage in more protective health behaviors like regular exercise, a healthy diet, and regular physical examinations. So just the act of being grateful just kind of makes you, I guess, take better care of yourself.
Well, you're grateful for your health, but you don't want to take it for granted, so you're going to take care of it.
That could be it. That could be it. But they found that grateful people, generally speaking, take better care of themselves. Number 2, gratitude is a real stress buster. And we all know, it's no secret, that stress can make us sick, particularly when we can't cope with it very well.
Right.
But they've found that gratitude, it turns out, can help us better manage stress. Gratitude research is beginning to suggest that feelings of thankfulness have tremendous positive value in helping people cope with daily problems that come up. We all have problems.
So does that mean you should be grateful for your stress?
I think that if you were to do that, it would throw you into a time loop that you couldn't get out of.
Oh, so be careful.
You got to be careful with that. Number 3, this is one that was actually kind of exciting to me.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of this. It makes sense to me that being grateful puts you in a better state of mind.
Certainly.
And your attitude is better, and like I can see the intrinsic value of being grateful in that way. But they found also that obviously being grateful helps you be more optimistic, but they found that optimistic people actually have more white blood cells than people who are not optimistic.
Better blood for being
Grateful.
grateful. That's amazing.
Well, not only is your blood better, but white blood cells are the cells that fight disease.
Right.
So your immunity is actually stronger by being grateful and optimistic in your life. You actually can fight off diseases better by simply being grateful. That's amazing, isn't it?
Wow, yeah. It really is.
So a couple of really quick things, ideas on how to be more grateful. We've just talked about being grateful is better for your health.
Right.
How do you achieve that state of gratitude and being grateful? A couple of quick things. Number one, maintain a gratitude journal. Just write down things at the end of the day or at the end of the week that you find that you're grateful for. And they found that people who keep a gratitude journal on a weekly basis, they exercise more regularly, they report fewer physical symptoms, they feel better about their lives as a whole, and they maintain greater optimism about the future. So writing things down that you're grateful for can be very beneficial.
And I have heard
to
that
you.
one before. I've heard that's a positive thing.
Here's another one. Talk to yourself in creative, optimistic, and appreciative manner.
Wow.
Just kind of compliment yourself. We all have self-speak. We all
Right.
talk to ourselves, whether we admit it or not.
There's always an internal
There's
dialogue
always those
going on.
voices
Yeah.
inside of our heads, right?
I like to call it just internal dialogue.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
It sounds more scientific that
Yeah,
way.
we'll go with that. But if you talk to yourself in a positive way, ultimately you have all those same benefits that we just talked about. And then the third thing that is easy to say and sometimes hard to do, but that is to reframe a situation by looking at it with a different, more positive attitude. For example, rather than seeing his 6-year-old daughter as cranky, irritable, and troublesome, a father might reach the conclusion that the youngster is tired and needs rest. So just by not saying, oh, I got this cranky little girl, what am I going to do with her? Just by saying, well, she's probably tired. Just that little switch,
It makes
taking it from a
difference
negative to a
in
positive.
your perspective, yeah.
Yeah, it helps you be more grateful. So
That's
there you
great.
go. Let's be grateful, especially on today, this day of thanks.
Yes, and I'm grateful for Thanksgiving Day. I am.
I am too.
I really like Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm grateful for, Jeff, is that we have the staff of the Huntsman World Senior Games here in the
crew
studio
is
with
here.
us.
Yes.
So we're grateful that each of them would take time out of their schedule to be with us today.
Yes.
And we wanted to talk with each of them about things that they're grateful for. So Michelle Graves is our Director of Sponsor Relations. And Michelle, I'm wondering on this day of thanks, if you would share with us some things or a thing that you are grateful for.
Okay, well, I have a few things. I'm really thankful for a great husband. I've been blessed that way, and a great family. I'm thankful to be a mother, and I'm also really thankful for my job at the Huntsman World Senior Games. I'm not trying to suck up.
Yeah, good brownie points right there.
But no, we just came off of it, and it was really so much fun. It was just a really great experience, and I have a little quote. Can I tell you?
Please,
Because it
please
kind of goes
do.
along with your intro.
Yeah.
It's by a lady that I like a lot, and she gets a lot of accolades lately. Her name is Bren Brown, and she says that there is no joy without gratitude. So I think that goes along with your healthy
sense.
lifestyle thing that, you know, in order to really feel joy, you have to be grateful for things. And when we're grateful for whatever we have, then somehow it becomes enough. And I love that. I feel really grateful,
I think
especially
that's-
on Thanksgiving Day.
I think that's
Fun.
great advice. It really, truly is. It's it just, like you said, it becomes enough. We're all going to have problems. We're all going to have challenges. We're all going to have difficulties. We're all going to have all of those things. But if we can find an attitude of gratitude and be grateful, as the intro kind of alluded to, grateful, period, not grateful for one thing, but just grateful in our lives, it does seem like it fills in the gaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Wonderful. Well, you're listening to the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life. We're visiting with the Huntsman World Senior Games staff on this special day, this day of Thanksgiving, about gratitude. We've also got with us our Director of Sports, Mr. Rosie Rosander. I should say Mr. John, quote, Rosie, end quote, Rosander. And
you can say that, but nobody knows me by John.
I
Except
use
my mom, if you're listening.
Rosie. Of course, I've known Rosie for years as Rosie, and on his email, for some reason, he has it as John Rosander. So I was getting these emails that I was just deleting all the time from this strange John. I didn't know who he was, and then I realized those were probably important emails.
They probably were, but you don't want anything from a strange John anyway.
Absolutely not. So, Rosie, we're grateful that you could be here with us. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that maybe you feel gratitude for in your life.
Well, I'm grateful this Thanksgiving Day for the last 3.5 hours I've been spending at my local buffet eating. because that's what our family, this is a family event for
Rosie
us.
cooks on Thanksgiving Day, in other words, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in
so
charge of the food on
you're in
Thanksgiving
charge of
Day.
dinner.
And so we get up and spend, as a family, we get together and have a grateful time at one of the local buffets, and we love that. And
What a great
about
tradition.
3.5 hours later, we're full, and we've taken. There's no food left, so then we take off. So,
What a great tradition. No dishes,
exactly, we have no dishes, no cleanup,
no vacuuming the floor
and,
afterwards. You don't have to get the house ready for the guests. You
No.
just go to the buffet.
That's it. And then we usually, if we're not on the radio, go to a movie and hit a movie, because a lot of movies will come out that weekend before,
Right.
and we kind of pick one. And
This isn't that kind of show, but I'm going to
No.
put a plug in for Creed because I'm excited to watch this. I have been a Rocky fan. I'm grateful for Rocky. I have been a Rocky fan my entire life. That's right. Eye of the Tiger, gonna fly now. It's great. And Creed is coming out. Today is the day, Thanksgiving Day. I'm excited. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it over to the theater today, but I'm definitely watching that movie. Anyway, I didn't want to interrupt your.
Well,
What you're grateful
Did I
for.
say I was thankful for food?
I don't think you said that you were thankful for food.
Anyway, but hey, this time of year, as Michelle said, we just completed a wonderful games, and I am so thankful for the over 10,000 athletes that came. I'm thankful for the thousands of volunteers that helped us to do the games, and just thankful for all the sponsors who jumped in and helped us to produce and to finance it and to make it affordable for all the athletes to be there. And it is just an awesome event, and just really enjoyed it.
It's a team effort for sure.
It is. It is definitely a team effort. It is a community effort.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that I know gets in and helps and jumps in and does something, even if it's just coming and enjoying the activity. Some of them just like to come and watch the
That's an
athletes out
important
there.
part of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a great activity.
They say it takes a village to raise a child. We've been hearing that for years now, but it really takes the community of St. George to put on the Huntsman World Senior Games, and how could we not be grateful for that?
That's right, and so in our case, it takes Washington County to run the Huntsman World
It's
Senior
true.
Games.
It really does. There people come from all over the southern Utah area to help us out, and it's amazing. And the athletes, as you said, come from all over the world to come and be a part of this event, and we get to be a part of it. I mean, it really is amazing.
It is, and I've been involved with it long enough now that it becomes a reunion.
Yeah.
It is so fun to
You
just see
recognize
those people that you haven't seen for years or a year, but see year after year come and just enjoy those relationships. I'm really thankful for that. It's been a great part of my life. It's been fun.
That's awesome. Thanks, Rosie. Appreciate that. We've also got joining us today in the studio our Chief Financial Officer, Derek Campbell, the one who counts the money and writes the checks and makes sure that we stay on track and stay on budget, and he does a fantastic job of that. But tell us, Derek, maybe a couple of things that you're grateful for on this day of thanks.
Hi, Kyle. Well, I do have one question first before I tell you what I'm thankful for.
Okay, ask away.
My bullet-pointed list here. What comes first, the gratitude or the white blood cells?
Well, we all have white blood cells. So
Right.
I guess technically white blood cells would come first. However, with gratitude, we have an increased number of white blood cells, which in turn strengthens our immunity. Did that answer your question?
Only an accountant would ask that question.
Only Derek
Yes,
would ask
only
that
an
question.
accountant.
Well, I'm still
How
curious.
many white blood cells were there,
What's
and
the
how are we
percentage
going to
of
account for
increase?
those?
How many white blood cells
And
does
more,
it take to?
most importantly, do you have a receipt?
Well, I did list it out because, accountants, bean counters, they get a little nervous when they have to get up and speak, even though they're not face-to-face. So, first of all, I'm thankful for football.
Oh,
And that might
so you have a
surprise you.
football tradition.
Well, I grew up out in Ivins, Utah, here by Tuacahn, and every Thanksgiving Day was a turkey bowl. All the fathers and sons would go out and play football in the cold.
What an
and
awesome tradition.
Get hurt. And
Pull
now it's fun
muscles.
to just watch other people go play and get hurt.
You don't partake yourself,
No, I do not partake.
but it's still a fun tradition.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's awesome.
Now, do you watch football on TV too, or is it all
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
fan?
that's more
That's more your
watching other
speed.
people get hurt.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Grateful for football.
Yes, grateful for football. Also grateful for pies that cure. Pumpkin pie, banana cream pie when they solidify. You can put the whipped cream on them.
Now, when you say pies that cure,
Yes,
Are you
there are
saying-
pies that don't cure,
oh,
and then it's not really a pie.
explain a curing pie.
A cured pie is a pie that becomes a solid. It's no longer a
Oh,
liquid
okay.
or semi-solid.
All right. Okay. Interesting. So,
And I'm also grateful for turkeys that turn out and don't burn.
all good things,
You know,
Derek.
Yes.
you could just join Rosie at the buffet.
I think I might. It's a lot less work for me.
If Rosie would save a place in line, I'd be all over it. Are you up for saving us a place, Rosie?
Well, he's got to pay too,
Well,
because we're like family.
well, there you go.
And as big as his family is, he wouldn't notice a few more.
I am grateful that next year Rosie is going to save me a place in line and pay for my family's Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you, Rosie. That's great. That's great.
All right, I'm going to read off the rest of my bullet pointed
Please
list
do.
for you.
Please do.
I've got family, friends, God, home, work, music. I love music. You guys know that because
Yeah.
I play mine all the time. Good health, movies, mentors, nature, holidays like today that help me remember and focus on all the wonderful and more important things in life.
Yeah.
And food. I'm on there with Rosie. Laughter. And another big one for me is our country that allows us to do what we do, the freedom to be who we want to be, do what we want to do, believe what we want to believe, and also welcomes in so many countries. I send out a lot of invitations each year to athletes, international athletes, and a lot of them can't come in because of red tape with the international borders and whatnot. But it's nice to have a country that welcomes in so many people and people who want to be here and to come, and just a supportive group. So
That's awesome.
I'm
That's
thankful
awesome.
for the land that I live in.
Great list, Derek. Thank you. All those things are wonderful things that we, sometimes it's easy to take those things for granted, but that's why I love Thanksgiving. It's a great day to step away from, the rigmaroles of every day,
That's right.
which we all are in the middle of that,
That's right.
And we just get an opportunity to really focus on what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And what a amazing, awesome list that you put together. All great things that we can and perhaps should be grateful for. Well, now we're down to Jeff. It's Jeff's turn.
Oh, wow. I just want to, I want to kind of tell you what I'm thankful for, and then maybe elaborate a little bit. But I'm thankful for family traditions
Yes.
around Thanksgiving. I grew up in a family. My mom and all of her siblings would get together. Now, there's 6 kids in my mom's family, and they average 6 kids per family. So we would get
So
together.
you got a lot of family. That's a big family.
That's a big family. So there'd be, 40, 50 people gathered for Thanksgiving dinner at my aunt's house down in up in Springville, but it was down in Springville then.
Right.
Springville, Utah. The whole family getting together for a Thanksgiving meal. Several tables set up upstairs, tables downstairs for the kids. But we weren't second rate. I mean, we had our full spread. We had the meat, we had the potatoes, we had the gravy, we had all the fixings, all the corn on our table downstairs like the grown-ups had upstairs. But the best part was when the eating was done, the kids just got to play with their cousins, and those sisters would get together and do the dishes. And,
that is a fun tradition for the boys.
well, it was for the boys, but it was actually great for the sisters too, because it gave them a chance to talk
Yeah.
and visit and laugh and giggle while the dishes got done and the food got put away. But I have such.
Do you think that they would have maybe liked to have switched roles maybe once?
I'm just going to say yes.
Well,
And I'm going to say that I played football too on Thanksgiving because we need to remember women in this group here of men that we have.
sit down. It's my turn. Go. No. Actually, we would offer to help, but the sisters, it was their time.
That does sound like a fun tradition.
It was their time. They didn't want us there.
awesome.
So now I'm going to turn the tables. Now, Kyle.
No, I thought you were going to elaborate.
No, that was the elaboration.
That was the elaboration.
That was the elaboration. Yeah, it was the family traditions, and the tradition was like when we would get together for Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to.
I think I was the elaboration, just to say.
Yeah, well, you were the stepping on my toes. Now, Kyle, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving Day?
Well, you guys stole all of mine, especially Derek. Derek named 70 things. That's not even fair.
Well,
Hard
he
to
is
go
an
last.
accountant. He is an accountant. They're very thorough.
Well, I am grateful for many, many things as well. My list would look very similar to yours. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for this wonderful country that we live in. I'm grateful for the Huntsman World Senior Games and the chance that I have to work here. You know, I had the opportunity to come down here. It's been 9 years ago now. This will be our 9th games. Jeff and I were hired at about the same time. And I was living in Cedar City, just north of here at the time, and I loved that place. I loved the community. I loved being associated with the university at the time. I graduated from SUU. My kids were born in Cedar City. We just loved our community. And so when I got the opportunity to apply, I really only applied for practice, just because it's good to keep your interviewing skills sharp, you know. And I came down here. I did my best. Of course, I did my best. And when I was offered the job, I wasn't expecting to be offered the job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was offered it. And so now all of a sudden we had to make a decision that I didn't think we'd have to make. And we took some time. We prayed about it. We thought about it. My wife and I, we consulted about it. And I am so grateful that we took the chance and moved away from what was our comfort zone at the time and moved down here to St. George. I've been able to associate with amazing people. I've made new friends here. It's become a part of who I am, the Huntsman World Senior Games. You know, the thing that I love about loving what you do for a living is that it becomes more than just what you do for a living. It's
Sure.
more than just a job. It becomes a part of who you are. And the thing that I love about having people that you really enjoy working with is that they become more than just people that you enjoy working with. They become an extension of your family, and that has definitely been the case for me here at the Huntsman World Senior Games. And I've just loved it. I've just loved it.
Yeah. Now, just so you all know out there, we have a tradition. Speaking of traditions, at the Huntsman World Senior Games, that every holiday or at the end of the year, we have a company party where we have a friendly, rousing game of Wii.
Wii tennis, right?
Wii tennis or Wii bowling.
Yeah.
This year it was Wii tennis. And who were the final 2 contestants in Wii tennis this year, Kyle?
Let's see. It was Derek. I know that.
That was one.
And it was Lori's husband, wasn't it?
No, it was Michelle's husband.
Oh, it was Michelle's husband. Yeah, okay. I don't think either one of them were competitive.
Tells who won, though. I think we know that now.
So Derek won that one.
But
it was a great time.
It's like a family gathering. You get together
fun.
and there's razzing and teasing and nudging. A couple of years ago, we had a box off with Rosie and another employees.
The year that we had bowling, it actually became a tie, which wouldn't happen in tennis, but it was a tie in bowling, and so we had to have a boxing match with Rosie and Heather at the time.
I'm still recovering from that. That was rough.
He still got sore back and shoulders. I think he pulled a gluteus muscle or something.
Well, that was just when she hipped him.
But it really is, and I am grateful for that. Of course, I'm grateful for my family. I have an amazing family. My wife is very supportive. This job can be pretty demanding on our time, and yet she becomes involved herself, and really supports the program and supports me in trying to support the program. I've got great kids that I'm grateful for, and food. I'm happy for food. I'm grateful for food. I think we all said that. But I don't want to leave that off of my list.
Yes, we all are. If there's any food around the office, it doesn't stay there very long.
We're all grateful for food, for sure. But it's a great, great time of year. It's a great time. And hopefully you who are listening to the show are at home right now surrounded by loved ones and just basking in the glow of gratitude and thankfulness and taking full advantage of this time of year to express that gratitude. And to just be grateful, like we said earlier, like Michelle said, it does tend to fill in the gaps in our lives. And we've all got gaps. We've all got challenges. We've all got hardships. But being grateful and this time of year allows you to focus on what's important.
I think at this point, we're running short on time. We should ask if there's anything else anybody would like to, except for Michelle, anything that anybody else would like to add. Oh, no, Michelle can too. I'm just kidding.
Derek, anything to add?
I got to the end of my bullet point list,
so there's
I think
else.
I'm kind of, my wife Kendra by name. I better
shout out
make
to Kendra.
Sure to do a little shout out, and the kids, Megan, Josh, and Ben.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks to you all for being here today, and what a great day. That is about all the time that we have, but we're grateful to each of you. I am grateful to each of you for the part that you play in my life, and I appreciate it. Most of our 2015 wrap-up meetings have taken place. We've learned a lot from our sports directors. I'm very grateful for them and our committee heads.
Very grateful for them.
They do such a great job. Volunteers, each of them. We're getting ready for next year. It's our 30th anniversary in 2016. So we will mark 3 decades of fostering worldwide peace, health, and friendship. That is significant, and we're excited about it. And we plan to celebrate all year long, so be watching for some pretty cool things that'll be coming down the line. If you're wondering about next year's dates, the games will be October 3rd through the 15th in 2016. So plan to participate.
Sure.
Come and be a part of the games.
Put it on your calendar now.
Whether as an athlete or as a volunteer, as a sponsor, there's lots of ways to get involved. Team registration begins on January 1st, 2016, and individual registration starts on March 1st. Tune in next and every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. for the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life. Of course, you can listen to these episodes on our website at seniorgames.net. And here's our inspirational thought for the day. It doesn't matter if the glass is half full or half empty. Be grateful that you have a glass and there's something in it. Until next Thursday, stay active.
Bye, everyone.